Wow.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Hey, I did that for my Kennedy folk out there, man.
I was about to say, Cooley, you hear that, huh, baby? You hear
I,
that?
I did that. I did that for the Kennedy folk, man. When I was sitting here going through the catalog, and I'm like,
Hey,
what could I do better
you
than
heard
to play
that?
that Kennedy footage?
Did you hear that?
Whenever I run the show, I kind of do like a rehearsal, and I was listening to that. I was like, God damn, them people sound like a damn train.
Yeah, well,
No,
you know.
I mean that song is already nah, I ain't sucking up to the motherfuckers. You know how I feel. All I heard was first trombone, but you know,
Boy,
but
that
the shit was loud as fuck though.
let me tell you something, dude. When we learned that blood on the dance floor, we learned
Yeah,
that when I was at the key. And we learned the drum section was out as band goes. The drum section was outside when the band learned it.
yeah.
Dog, I came in on the part when you know how in most organized bands you play it down a few times, then you play it out. I
Mm-hmm.
came in the band room when they played that thing out the first time. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that was ridiculous.
When
That
I
was
first
ridiculous.
heard Southern play that, man, that shit sounded like Southern. That back part of
That
man,
that
man,
how you weak, man?
man. I've been straight, man. I've been working. I got my wife back. She then came back from Cali. She was doing some travel nursing, so it's good to have her back in the house. So
That's what's up, man.
I've been straight. What about you, bro?
My week been okay. I wanted to talk to you about a post you put up though before Johnny and them get on. I called you
Yeah.
in our
Damn,
group
Robin, I'm
chat.
sorry to hear that.
What?
I'm sorry to hear that, Robin. She said she was sitting across from that blood on the dance floor.
Hey, hey,
Ooh,
listen,
that, that
listen. No,
that's
but
tough.
35. When I was in school, 35 was the shit though.
Nah, I don't
But
care who you was, but sitting across from that, ooh, that's some smoke.
yeah, I mean, it was, But anyway, but you put up a post this week, and I called you back in our group chat, and nobody picked up. But I wanted to talk to you about this.
All right, play it back now.
You put up a post that said um, that LeBron James is complaining about and saying people need to get put out of um, the stadium when people talk about
The fans, the fans.
yeah, the fans they need to get
Yeah.
and I wanted to address that with you if you don't mind before Johnny and them
Okay.
get done.
Go ahead on
Okay,
do your thing.
just a life lesson. So sometimes it do seem like them dudes being whiny. But sometimes when fans get too excited, people in general, people observing shit, they get too excited. Sometimes they say overtly racist stuff. Sometimes they say stuff. Sometimes people they get too caught up in fandom and they take liberties they don't really have. Have you ever been in Southern's band or you ever been marching and somebody just came touched your horn or instrument or tried to take a picture and you like, no, wait, that ain't you come ask, can this happen? So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to address with you that while I'm not the biggest fan of some of these dudes, I can tell you as a performer that sometimes people say slick shit. Sometimes people say stuff that is offensive. Sometimes Sometimes people address you and it has nothing to do with. Sometimes people address you and it has nothing to do with what you're doing. Somebody can walk up to Southern or JSU or Kennedy, say, now pick a band. Somebody can walk up to that band and say, I hate your band, you suck. But when you go to making the band feel unsafe, or you go to send your mama a bunch of you know what I mean? There, there's just lines we cross in life. And before we say those people something is going on with those, they lame or whatever it might be, I think we should just know the whole story because
Yeah.
sometimes people cross lines.
Well, let me. I'm happy you addressed that.
Hmm.
For the first thing is, I post anything I'm posting about the Lakers is strictly to troll four
Hmm.
to five people, right?
Hmm.
It's because these same people troll me about my Pelicans, so whether it's fake news or not. I hate LeBron the basketball player, but I love LeBron the man, the black African American man,
Hmm.
right? So most of it's a troll, but you think these fans only talking to LeBron like that?
I don't think they're only talking to LeBron like that. But let me
Or
say this
Westbrook?
too. Well, but when you threaten, I'm not talking about words. I've saw a fan in Utah get up and push Westbrook. We're not talking about words no
Yeah.
more. I've saw marching bands march by. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, Jay Chris. Please pardon me if you don't want to hear it. You're free to go. You like we having a conversation, so trying to get on. It's like sometimes you another one that kind of go a little far. You said something last week that I found offensive, but I didn't address it. But if you ain't feeling it, dear brother, then it's all good. But sometimes when that dude pushed Westbrook like that, and people said Westbrook overreacted because he pushed
No.
him back. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. If a
Hey, look,
band is what you say?
if you know everybody know if you march in Southern Band and you going in this J State week, you going up that down up the ramp, and if you notice, you got to march through Jackson State fan base to get to the to the spot to where we sit at. It is total fucking destruction marching through that fucking ramp through the fan base. You getting cursed at. I've seen somebody get spit on. You
Oh,
don't
see, that's too far.
you don't hey look, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, but
You
where's
but them
security
plumes,
though?
them fucking plumes, they hitting you. But you in war mode. Like you cannot let you know. Of course, if it get too ugly, then you
No,
got
no,
to
no, no,
contain
no,
yourself.
no, no,
But
no. Ain't
you
it,
you
all bets is listen. No, now I can take words. All
yeah
bets is off when somebody get touched.
yeah that hey,
Like
look
when
look.
when when when
But
all
Matt,
it's go time. Then you don't do that.
whenever like I said, we marching. The person I see, they got spit on. They don't know where the spit come from. It touched the uniform, but they still got spit on. You don't know where the shit came from. It's thousands of fans, and the moment you jump out of line, they don't want to hear but that you got spit on. It's Southern University band or Jack, whatever band it is, jumped or beat the piss out one of these fans. That's what it is. They're not looking at it now. You can march to your spot and then get the police department involved and say somebody in that area spit on me. You can do it like that. But the moment you jump out of line in that uniform and you go beat the piss out, because if one fight, we all fucking fighting. So if the moment you jump out of line and y'all go address this whoever it was, you don't even know who it was. Then it's a Southern University thing, and it's not a he spit on him type thing.
Okay, I understand that. I understand protecting the brand. I cut for the Kennedy brand like a mug. But if you telling it, see, we got to get past this is a band member or this is an athlete. If you're
Mhm.
telling this person to behave with civility, then you have to have something in place to protect them. You
Yeah,
see what
that's
I'm
true.
saying? You can't tell a person that just got spit on keep marching like that. I mean, do you see why that's an unfair request?
Yeah, I definitely get it.
That's
I definitely
ridiculous.
get it. But
If
you
that's
gotta,
my child that's in that band, fuck the song, fuck marching in. My child just got spit on.
yeah.
Like I don't agree with that. That's ridiculous. You don't. Let me say
But
this.
that's why in the NBA, because since we talking about the NBA, that's why these guys, these players, be like, somebody had got mad when LeBron pointed out a fan. That's why they do that, because the moment he do anything other than point out that fan and get him banned, then it's a problem, because you represent more than just LeBron. You represent the Lakers, the NBA, Gatorade, Nike, whoever you represent. As Matt Francis, if whoever make your drum for you, you're representing that person. You represent that brand. And the moment you step out of line, you can there's a chance that you lose.
This is true, but I hope my endorsers would understand. I'm not in the business of letting people make me feel unsafe.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? Like you at a certain point, safety be. Let me tell you something. When you go to enjoy a thing, you can cheer your team, you can cheer your band, you can hate the other band, you can say rude stuff. I mean, but when you get to the point where you threatening, or you are let me simplify it, because we making this too complicated. Do you know, if you go see the New Orleans, if you go see the New Orleans, the Indians in New Orleans, and you touch that suit, you are guilty immediately of simple assault. You don't have the right to touch that suit. You are putting yourself in somebody's space. Now watch this. When you
Yes,
touch them,
Robin.
they have they have the they have the they have the right to remove you from their space forcefully. I don't know if you ever saw somebody. I don't know if you ever saw somebody touch one of those Mardi Gras Indians, or touch one of the Indians from New Orleans, and then the whole crew just destroy them, and the police don't do nothing. That is because if the police were to intervene, they would intervene on behalf of the person who was assaulted. You don't have the right to, fellas. If you talking to a chick, if you talking to a chick and you trying to get her attention, and that chick keeps walking, and you decide to grab her arm, that
Yeah,
is assault. She
yeah,
can
absolutely.
defend her life. She can pull a nail file out of her purse and stab you in the face. Look, count that one out. If you talking to this woman and she don't do that. Listen, we gotta get back to understanding boundaries, and the fact that your actions have consequences, and you don't have the right. You got to be careful what you say to people, because it ain't legal sometimes, but somebody may make you stand on that.
Yeah,
Somebody
and
may ask you, what was that? You
but
meant
but
that like you said that?
I agree with everything you're saying. But like I said, whenever you represent a bigger organization, it's you have more to lose, and it's gonna be your word against it. Look at Kamara. Nobody cares what the young man did to Kamara. All they know is Kamara beat the piss out the dude and harmed him substantially. Nobody is asking what the dude did to Kamara, because it's not because Kamara is representing a bigger brand. That's what I would say.
But that brand then, if I'm expected to be civil, when you have to put mechanisms in place to protect these people.
But
You
this
can't
is
you
personal
can't
time, though. So how you gonna do that? This is personal time. Out with my boys. What is the NFL supposed to do at that
what
point?
the NFL can't do nothing. I just don't see how this person I don't see how this person can be held criminally liable for something like that.
Yeah.
So that was just my point. We gotta listen. If somebody if you be if a band is marching by, you don't have the right to touch that band. If you
Oh,
you don't nobody has to take a picture. You can feel how you want about Floyd Mayweather. I'm not his biggest fan, But a fan walked up to Floyd Mayweather. I think he was a trans person, and walked up to Floyd Mayweather and said, "I want to take a picture." And Floyd Mayweather said no. Whatever his reason was for saying no, he had the right to say no, and then it's that person's obligation to move. When someone asks you to get out of their space, or they don't invite you in their space, or we gotta come to better understand boundaries, and
Yeah.
this sense of entitlement people have to be able to encroach upon people's space or safety. That shit ain't cool. Like,
What
you
I
got to
want
be
you to do
careful with that.
in the fall, if we can get together during Boom Box Classic, I want you to come sit in the horseshoe with me and watch Southern Band marching, or wherever it's gonna be, and watch the damn assault that happens. Because it happens, but every time I went 2 years, it happens every time. So
That's not cool. You can't you if you're aware of that, then more than you is aware of that. So where who
it's known. It's known.
yeah, well, see, that's not they are asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you can catch the right person on the wrong day, and that don't go well. Like, I mean, like, you gotta just be careful with that. Anyway, I just wanted to address that with you.
Absolutely.
That I
Absolutely.
1000% disagree with that. People
Yeah.
say overt. It ain't. People don't just come in and cheer their team. People come in and say overtly racist stuff. They threaten people, families. They say stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the game. You just gotta be careful with that, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, when you just gotta be careful with that. There was a time when I was in school, and I don't condone this kind of thing. But if you touch the band when they marched by, when the band got finished marching by, you saw that person laying there bloody in the street. We would pull them in the middle of the band, beat the hell out of them, and leave them there. And then when the band got finished, now I'm not condoning that kind of thing. I'm only saying I understand the thinking behind it, because you a sitting duck marching past somebody. You don't know when you gotta man, like,
Nah, Robin. See, Jackson march on the tracks, and when they come to Southern, they march on the tracks and they go straight up the stair. And Jackson, you actually go up the ramp. What they do, they little kicks and shit, the little the rail humpers and shit, and then you have to actually march through, like, in front of fans, in order for maybe probably 100 steps until you get to the band spot. But hey y'all, hey, what's down with y'all, man? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like this video, share this video. We got Matt on. Johnny gonna be coming on in a few. Man, if y'all got any special topics y'all want us to go over, band wise, I know we was talking about sports. Y'all let us know, man. We here.
for sure, man.
Words don't hurt. Gotta have a tough skin. Yeah.
No, you no, you. It depends on what day you catch me. It depends on what day. I'm not going. I don't try to make people feel. Kendall. I appreciate what you saying. I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm not in the business of making people feel comfortable with disrespecting me. I'm not gonna promise you that if you tell me something on the wrong. Let me tell you something about work. I was doing a thing for Universal, the record label I work for out in Anaheim, and there's this overtly racist. There's this group. I won't call their names, but they're overtly racist music bloggers, and they say all kind. Every review of any black rapper, every review of any black musician is something bad. So I'm sitting on a panel of gigging musicians. This one racist said to me, he got up to ask a question, and he said, um, "Hey, Matt, um, you what? I wanted to know what it was like for you to be a musician out of New Orleans, a crime-ridden white cat, a crime-ridden city that most people don't make it out of, a poor school. And I'm sitting there like I know what you're saying, but I'm sitting on this panel, so I gotta be cool. But I'm
Exactly.
like I know dog I know so, but I gotta talk my way around this because I want to explode because I know what you're getting at. And so the dude go on, and I'm like, well, nah, man, New Orleans is a beautiful city. A lot of prominent musicians come out of New Orleans, and why it has its issues. I see the beauty in it. And the dude just kept going in. Well, I'm just happy to see that, that somebody made it out because you guys were the murder capital for a long time, and it's a lot of black and like just I mean to the point where the people stopped him from asking questions. Check this out. So I'm barreling by the time this over. I go to use the restroom. Guess who end up in the restroom with me? Me by myself. Check this out. Check this out. So we end up in the restroom by ourselves. I'm like, I don't know if this is God or the devil, but oh, I don't know. I don't know whether this is. I don't know who this come from, but we gonna talk. And so I walk past him. He in the washing his hands. I walk right by him. I go lock the door to the bathroom, and I ask him, hey guy, what hey guy, what was that thing you said out there? No, but like seriously, what was
Hold
that
on,
that you said?
Jerome.
What was that you said out there? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Did you mean that the way you said that? Let like make like what was that you said? I want to give you a chance to say then the thinking gets to be the whole narrative change. The whole narrative. Hey, nah, man, I'm just a blogger. This, that, and other. Uh, that when you say stuff, you got to be willing to stand on that because somebody may ask you what you meant by that.
Nigga, what
Your
that?
words have power.
Yeah.
Words
What's
have
happening,
power,
Johnny?
man. What's down with you, Johnny?
How y'all doing, my black brothers from
What's
another
down
mother?
with?
It's good to see y'all, black brothers, man.
Where
It's
you
good to
come
see
from?
you.
Where you come from, man?
It's good to see a Kennedy nigga. It's also good to see what you are, Walker? Yeah. Okay. You heard me?
It's cool. It's damn so good to see a Aberson Commodore on this show.
Iverson legend. Let's get that out of the way.
I feel you.
Hey, say, bro. Hold on. What this is following me?
Wait, Jerome had a question though, bro.
What was your own question?
What you, man?
Here we go.
Who told you something, man?
No, we would. I was speaking on a post that Darrell had, and we were just talking about the liberties that some people take when they come to see people perform. Like somebody may jump up on the stage, or a band. Like you ever been like on a gig and somebody like bump somebody and make their horn hit their mouth or some shit. Like that's not people. When people go see performers, they take liberties that they don't have, and sometimes they make people feel unsafe. And it's not easy. It's not very difficult to check every box necessary for somebody to be defending themselves from you legally. For somebody to literally have the right to defend themselves with almost a deadly force. You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful. So it wasn't me. I was just addressing a post that Darrell put up, and like don't make light of that. Like I lived that. I lived that, and people do some wild shit.
Yeah. So it posted, what do y'all think about people that march in a cool band? Now 10 years later the band is good and they repping harder than when they were in the band.
I'm a, I
I
don't
don't
know how
know.
to answer. I don't know how to answer that. But let me tell. I want to guess what band he talking about. I know it's not Tuskegee because 10 years ago they was Pooh and they still Pooh. Let's try to narrow it down. What band? Who was Pooh 10 years ago and they still Pooh now?
Jerome, are
You
we
talking about
talking
college
about
band?
high schools or
Is it a
college band?
college? Is it a who we talking about?
We talking about high schools or college? I can name high schools and college.
That was
There's
Pooh ten
there's
years
some
ago.
there's some high schools that were poo 10 years ago. Cause that's my high schools. All right, in the city of New Orleans. All right. When I was in school, when I was in school, call call wasn't good. Carl wasn't good, and now people
10 years ago?
think that Carl has always been good. It wasn't always good.
Nah, when I was
Let's
in school.
and then let's see who else wasn't
What?
good. Booker T didn't have a band. Let's see.
Well, wait. What band's good now? What band's good now?
Well, according to our people in New Orleans, Carl is probably the best band in New Orleans. Carver is considered good. Landry is considered good.
Oh, he talking about Carl?
I think he's talking about Carl.
You think
I
he's talking
think
about Carl?
Yeah, Carl wasn't good when I was in school. When I was in school, I graduated 10 years ago. Carver.
He talking about Carver. He's talking about Carver. Oh, snap.
Oh.
Oh man.
Wait, Carver.
Oh man. Carver. See, Carver. They got Carver dudes that live off of that they glory time right before Katrina. After Katrina, if I remember, Carver only
He's
had.
not talking about Carver. Who
Carver,
is he talking
Carver.
about? Who he talking about? He said he's not talking about Carver.
Wait, I was naming good schools. He's saying Carver is good.
Who would have been good? Okay.
Is it Carter? You talking about Carver?
Okay, let me say what I think about.
Carver only had one other good band after Katrina, and that was when Lonnie was over there.
Okay, let me what you about to say?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me say this because it's clear, Brother Jerome not gonna answer the question, so I'm gonna just answer this directly. This is what I think. This is what I think about bands that some bands. I'm gonna use Sarah T. Reed for an example. Like when you hear alumni from Reed talk, you would think that Reed had 5-6 really good years.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know in actuality Reed has 3 if and 1 in a possible good year? So when people and I'm just using it as an example. I'm certain it's not.
That's a good example to use, Mike.
I'm certain it's I'm certain it's not who Jerome is talking about, but when you hear, like, sometimes I hear Reed alumni talk and I'll be like, God damn, they got a lot of pride considering I mean Reed
considering all the allegations.
Considering no, I don't even want to talk about allegations. You get there how you get there. But like you would think Reed had a hellfire run.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Like it was a dynasty or something.
You can't be talking about Ed because Ed wasn't here 10 years ago.
Like it was a dynasty or something.
No, Reed was no dynasty. Like, but I'm not talking. No, Tootie. No, Reed ain't always had no decent fans. No, sir. No, nope.
So
Reed,
what 3? Wait, you said 2 or 3 years. What 3 years?
Reed had definitely 3 fire years. Then
okay,
they had Will had 2 years. Okay, let me also say this. I don't think every year the slave trade Reed had was good. One of those years was good. A lot of them was iffy.
Okay.
A lot of them was iffy. So I'm telling you, Real had 2 excellent years. They had 1 good slave trade year. They had another iffy slave trade year. Reed. So that's how I feel about them. Like sometimes you gotta act what your history is. Some people alumni are way too proud. Like you don't have this ain't no legacy band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would have to know who we talking about.
Wait, you say Carl has historically had a good music program? It wasn't here 10 years ago. They was closed down like Walk is. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way before y'all get to it. I think the only band he could be talking about is Carl, because they were the only band. Carl was a junior high until the 90s. No, 10 years ago Carl was a high school. Mr. Summers was at Carl. God rest his soul. Mr.
Maybe he talking about Landry.
Landry wasn't here either. You ain't talking about Walker. You
Say,
Yeah.
well, let's go. Let's wrap then. How
All
many
right.
good how many good years all together as a school? How many good years you think Carr got?
Carl?
Yeah,
Carl got a lot,
years
man. After Katrina.
excellent years.
Boy, Johnny, stop, man.
Excellent year.
Look, God rest his
I
soul.
wouldn't
Oh
say
Lord,
years.
Them summer bands,
Come on
Mr.
now,
Summer's
come on now,
bands was not that good. They wasn't good
Johnny,
at all. We
Johnny,
used to be demolishing them
wait, hold on.
people.
What years?
Johnny,
Mr. Summer years, they was not
Johnny,
good.
But
Johnny.
we talking about Chalupa been there a long time, yeah.
No, Chalupa only been there.
Chalupa ain't been
He,
there no long time.
He
When
been there
Chalupa
past.
got
got
He
that.
been there past 10 years.
Chalupa ain't been at Carr no 10 years.
Nah,
He
man. I
had to be. I've been
graduated.
at
I
A for 6.
graduated 10 years ago. He wasn't there.
No, Chalupa
He
ain't been
had to
at
be that 10 years because I've been at A for 6.
Nah, I'm telling you, I graduated in 10 years ago. Johnny.
Chalupa. How long you been at Carr? I mean, but on the real though, Walker, he been at Carr 10
Okay,
years.
he been there 10 years. He got there in 2011. But that 2011 year when he got that, they wasn't good because he was just starting. They got better every year. I remember the first year Chalupa got that, he tried, but it wasn't happening for him. I think Chalupa band got consistently good in 2000, and I would say probably 2014. I would probably say 2014 is when they became relevant.
Thank you,
The two
Tootie.
years
Thank you,
before that.
Tootie. Because
I
my
about to say
concert band was off the chain.
I was about to say the same thing. Everybody that keep bringing up, well, but they had a good concert band. You know that's not what we talking about. You know that's not what
Jerome,
we
what,
talking about.
what what years under Summers they had a decent band?
Maybe he talking about 35.
No, let's not look. Let's take the fact that Mr. Something God rest his soul. Let's take the fact that he gone away.
See,
Them
and
people
that's why I don't feel comfortable talking about this
they
because
wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about.
somebody gonna
Hey,
say I'm
maybe he's talking about
disrespecting somebody that's
35.
deceased.
Maybe he's talking about
And
35.
look, and Summers
That
was a
was
great
good
teacher.
that was good.
There
That
was
was bad 10 years ago, and they good now.
That was bad. Well, no. Oh, yeah.
35 had a lot of musicians. They just
Wait, Johnny, what?
No, and I mean, I was just trying to brainstorm. I wasn't
No,
just
no, sir. The criteria is they would have been bad then and good now. I don't know.
10 years ago.
35.
I'm talking
But
about
they
good
best
now.
band was 2008 or 9. One of them.
Man, he got it.
Jerome, why are you
I'm not
talking
trying
in
to.
circles?
I'm
Who
not.
you
Hey,
talking
I'm not.
about?
Hey,
Who
he
you talking
said
about,
Carver.
Jerome?
He said Carver, but he might be really meaning Carver. I ain't trying to put it out there, but I'm thinking 2011.
No, look, hey, Terrence. I'm 35. Got a hellfire history. 30. First off, 35 is like the ain't 35 the oldest black school in New Orleans? I
Or you were
believe it
messing
is.
with Carver.
I thought it was Easton. I thought it was Easton.
I think 35 is the oldest. Like, ain't nobody 35 got a hellfire history, but 35 got a few years. They like some doozies. Like 35 got a few years. Woo! Yeah, 30 boy. Like I didn't heard 35 and been like, good God. Like,
Yeah, Walker
yeah.
was too, Rashawn. Rock. Well, I'm trying to figure out like what. Oh, well, he have said
He
he was
said Carver.
messing with a call alumni. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, call was not good. It was not good. 35 was good until the administration cut the classes. 35 had some great musicians over there, man. They had when Felix and Biscuit and them was over there. They had uh Bubbles.
Simmons.
Man, they had some
Bubbles with a 35.
not Bubbles. Bubbles went to Eastern, I think.
That nigga
Uh,
Bubbles. That boy can play. That boy nice boy.
shit, man. They had a whole squad. Yeah, Brown was over there, of course. They had a bunch of musicians over there, man. I
Elijah was
just
over there.
I just don't know what they was doing with like as the band.
They had Terrence Jemison.
Man, they had a lot of people, bro. I'm talking about the
Matt,
dude on Cuba, man. This dude.
Matt, they had Terrence Jemison.
Yeah, no, man, look, y'all, man, look.
How many good years Kennedy had?
Kennedy has look, y'all. I mean, y'all don't want to do this. Kennedy was
I'm just
Kennedy.
asking the question, bro.
They say
I'm
Christian
just trying
Scott.
to see something.
Man, look, I'm being real. We gotta define good, like good sounding. Like some of it, like y'all naming some of these years with some of these band directors, and you're like, no, like that didn't go like
Nigga
that.
don't
So
want to hear that them bands. Some of these bands wasn't as good as they thought they was.
Dog, when you play the footage though, you be like, damn, dog, like this, that ain't it.
Nigga be senile though, Matt. Nigga listen to what they want to listen to, dog.
so wait, what
Nigga,
band
look,
we named and you like no?
say, bro. So they're complaining about this. They'll talk about the bands that are dead. They did the same shit worse than what the bands that they did back then.
Who said that?
I'm saying they'll talk about the bands of today, and some of the same shit out here today is I hear worse from back free food in that early 2000 era.
Say Cedric. And now see, I was
Say,
Cedric.
say it ain't so, bro. Say it ain't so.
Said I'm now I want my brothers from the AUG to know that I'm on my good dude shit, but I'm not gonna take too many more of them comments.
Not
Now,
muddy water, huh, bro?
But
no,
Matt,
well,
they wasn't that good after at once people left though. But I'm just telling you, that's the truth, Matt.
Johnny.
You ain't got nothing to do with
brother.
that.
Bro,
No,
man,
that's what I'm saying.
y'all wasn't good every
Matt,
year.
that's not
Come on, man.
Let me tell you something. Let me say this.
03 to 05, y'all was good, man. Come on.
We had that dude from Fauché. He was the band director.
So that's what we talking about, Matt. We ain't talking about your years.
Okay.
Don't blame Fauché. Blame
Okay.
Kennedy because this is a Kennedy band. This is a Kennedy band, so you cannot blame Fauché for this.
I don't know if y'all got together earlier and decided we choose the war. This ain't supposed to be this kind of show. This shit can go left.
Man, how you getting mad at the truth though?
I'm not getting mad. I'm not getting mad.
The nigga from Bullshit, what he did.
I'm not getting mad. But let me say this. We ain't got much more. I'm telling y'all like a man.
All right, I can respect that.
I'm telling y'all like a man. Y'all don't keep doing this. Don't keep doing this.
So wait,
because
because it was a nigga from Fauché, it's his fault. It ain't Kennedy.
Hey, let's leave it alone.
You know what? No, let's not leave it alone. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's get it. You know what get muddy? The 15th stanza of Walking in the Rain. That's what get muddy. That's what get fucking muddy. What get muddy is when they play that, what's that other one? Well, not Walking in the Rain, In the Stone. How many times can you vamp a song out? But ain't nobody talk about that. I chose Peace today, and you got the nerve, and you was there in the era around the time they started playing them long ass songs. When y'all would wait a band out. The whole other band, they warm up beating walls because y'all keep the song going forever. Yeah, so don't.
They were busting the Deontay on them.
Them people played them songs forever. You would have to rewarm your band up when they got finished playing In the Stone.
Jason, look at my
that whole had like 4 intros, several outros, but we don't talk about that. Now, Cedric, is that truth the truth? Is that truth the truth? Was Walking in the Rain a little long?
So what you're saying is the AUG used to play long so they don't have to face y'all.
No, the AUG played them some, bruh, and then they would repeat the same parts over and over again. Yeah, so that was in Cedric's era. He's familiar with that. Right before you went to Southern Cedric, you know about that, huh, brother? Huh? Yeah, figure so.
But that still don't take away the fact though, bro. Like he's saying, what they're saying is the bands right before Katrina was Mudwater. That's what they saying. Like they're not
Long
saying.
as they
Hey
don't
Matt,
point out
hey
Kennedy.
Matt, can
Leave
y'all
us
wish
out.
my twins happy birthday? Can y'all wish my twins a happy birthday?
Hey, bro, happy
Happy birthday.
birthday,
My
happy
nephews,
birthday,
happy
Happy
fellas.
birthday.
birthday. Wave at them. Wave. The twins' birthday today.
Happy birthday. How old, Johnny?
You making six, man. Six.
Oh
Oh,
man, I
y'all,
remember when it was like, oh, dog, that's crazy. I'm
Johnny
watching
getting
y'all children
old,
grow
bro.
up.
Johnny, you
I'm
getting old, bro.
But your children older than my children. You younger than me.
Who? Boy,
Mariah had a child at
I got
15.
babies, man.
Y'all want me to make
Hold
the
on,
cake?
wait. Hold on, Matt. What's up with this, bro?
Oh,
What? Wait, hold on, bro.
Matt, y'all
Matt,
stole music?
I
y'all was
see,
still,
I see,
y'all was
I
still
see
in
Cedric.
music.
Well, I see Cedric chose Waterday. I see Cedric chose water.
Wait,
So,
hold on,
so,
bro.
yeah, no,
Who
no,
y'all
okay,
stealing
yeah.
music from? Wait, where y'all stole it from?
I don't know about any music we stole. I don't know anything about that.
Cedric,
But
where
Yeah,
they stole the
nah,
music
I ain't
from,
never
bro?
heard that. I can say I ain't never heard that about killing it.
yeah,
Man,
let me.
Cedric, where they stole the music from, bro? Take the gloves off, Matt. I just need to know, like, who were they stealing music from, and like, were they playing them in the public? This is not
It
good,
it
man.
it 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 it,
I
it
had a
was.
better. I looked up to Kennedy bands, and now I'm starting to my level of
He talking about
standards
when y'all went and
is
studied.
coming
He said when
down.
y'all went and studied band room, y'all stole the music off the stand.
Who
Yo,
is y'all?
and studied band
No,
room.
who is y'all?
That's what he
Call
said.
names. Who is y'all?
He said,
Who is y'all?
he said Tootie.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
No,
He said baritone players
he
Tootie.
said
I'm just playing.
no.
He didn't say that.
We no. This the thing. We gonna
So
call names. Don't
wait, so
don't
y'all
don't.
was going on them people's stands and taking their music?
At the end of the day, Cedric, don't fuck around and get sued. Don't fuck
Oh
around and get sued because let me tell you something. No, I'm for real because this kind of defamation. Don't fuck. Don't I like what I
Take
don't
fire.
man,
I
is
don't
this true?
I don't want to get law enforcement involved, Cedric. At the end of the day, I don't want because these are lies. No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Bro, I mean, this is y'all. All these Kennedy fellas getting all sensitive about this, man.
No, they're not getting sensitive. The
This
Kennedy
must be
stand up. Don't be deterred by that.
this
And
is this is not good information, bro.
So hold up. So you mean to tell me they went the boy went grab you gotta go play believe in me.
Y'all supposed to be in
Hey,
there practicing,
I see
and
my
y'all in
dog
there
can
taking
down
them people
Samson on
music,
here,
man.
dog. If my dog can down Samson say y'all say anything, I'm gonna believe him.
Bro, y'all was supposed to be in there practicing, and y'all was in there taking music, bro. That's not good, bro. Imagine how they felt. That's probably why they hated the New Orleans people. When New Orleans people go up there, because they think every time a New Orleans person coming up, they stealing music, and it's because of y'all. It's because of the Kennedy people, and this is bad, bro. I thought better of Kennedy, man. I am very disappointed in the
Oh
John
my god.
Fitzgerald Kennedy nestled right in City Park. Like I thought so highly of this institution,
Johnny,
and
can I ask you a question, brother? Can I ask you a question?
I
out,
ain't say that. No,
Can I ask you a question? No, this is a
who
question.
me?
This
oh
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
How many band members are y'all sending to college this year?
You talk about me?
Yeah, how many people are y'all sending to college this year?
I don't know why.
Because the next question is how many is Walker sending this year? How many of y'all alumni? How
Oh
many
my god.
people? How many people from Walker
Hey,
that shit stain on the city that the city finally got rid of?
hey, I know one thing. They're not taking any Kennedy band members
Let
at
me
none of
say
these
this:
schools because
Walker
they're thieves.
Walker was
So
a shit stain on the walls of New Orleans that the city finally got some comet and washed that shit off. Y'all
The
are a
comment?
distant
The
memory.
old school comment? The old
yeah,
school comment.
the white
I'm talking
shit.
about the green motherfucker that had your hands, the skin on your hands peeling. They took that shit and washed that shit stain known as Walker. And let me tell you something. The next time I'm on the show, I
Y'all really
want
gonna
to
do
play
y'all
that
cake?
video
All right,
from the
y'all go
school
wash your
board
hands.
meeting when that one woman from Walker was on there crying, and I was laughing because they closed the school. I laughed like my
She was
heart.
crying, man. How she was
See,
crying? Show us how
my
she was
heart
crying.
when they was like, well, we don't think we're gonna be able to keep the school, but that's my school. I need my school. I was like, yes, take it from her. Get it from her, bro. I was on the side. Get it from her. Make her cry harder.
How
Give
she
her
crying,
chance.
man? How she
Dog,
crying, man?
please don't take my school. That's all I got.
Hey, look,
I had a
everybody in the
hard
comments,
night.
y'all
That's all
talking
I
about
got.
2005
All
and
I
before
got is
Rollins
my
got there.
school.
I
That's all
got
I
the
have.
Uncle Katrina when
Fuck
Rollins
them.
was there, so I
Fuck
don't
them.
care.
I'm glad they're gone. I'm glad. Dog, you should have saw me. I literally stood up and applauded when she cried. Because I'm glad it's gone.
I went to
Great.
Oh, hold up, Mac,
I went
Mac.
to Walker, man. I went to
95,
Walker.
they said the Mac murdered the cake in 95, Mac.
What?
Darrell, you
No.
just looking for something.
What?
I'm telling you what
Matt,
the comments
Matt,
No.
say.
no, hold on. This is not me. This is
That's not Mac.
I
That's
didn't
what he.
say this. I, y'all got punished by the Mac?
Cause you tell us
No.
about this, Mac.
What
Is it
happened, Matt? What
is
the
it is
what?
it is
Where's
it,
all this coming from? This is I've never
Damn,
heard of this
everybody
stuff.
on Kennedy ass tonight.
They can
Not
be.
me.
I'm living
Not
like that.
me.
Let me say this. Um, every when I was in school, literally everything about the Mac was ugly. Their band sound was ugly. The girls,
Oh, they say they got footage of that game. They got footage of
yeah,
that
what they
game.
do, what they talking about. This is what they
You should
talking about.
watch it.
What they talking about. And can we watch some aid footage from you
No,
like your first year?
why you gotta put Abe in this?
I want to because I think I understand where you're
See,
coming
hold
from.
up, Mac. I'm
No.
gonna
I
leave the
think I
Kennedy
understand
stuff.
where you're coming from.
No, how you
I
put
think
Abe in
no,
this?
well because you keep bringing up Abe and
No,
what
I
that's
ain't never saying nothing
well.
about it. If you say something,
Let
I'm
me.
telling you what the audience say.
I don't
So
give a
you're not
damn.
denying this Mac.
Don't tell
Mac. So
me.
you're not denying that the Mac bust y'all ass.
Let me tell you what they're referring to, Darrell. They're referring to in 95, 96. Doc came back from his hiatus, and he cut all of the songs from the year before. And when we got to the Mac game, we didn't have we played like I think 8 songs the
Okay.
whole game because
All
that's
right.
what they're referring to. But now
So
But
y'all
listen,
got your ass.
them eight songs was better than them songs John Mack played, though, huh?
the Mac played a series of fanfares and everything else. But now, um, let me say this: that John Mac band ate shit. Rodney George, you done lost your mind. 95 through 97, y'all killed. Dog, that band was terrible. First and foremost, let me say this. Since we just talking, y'all ain't had nothing but a baritone section.
Hey,
If you
say,
play,
bro.
let me not talk about the Mac and no, Johnny, give me a second. Let me not
Hey,
talk about
these
the Mac.
Kennedy dudes is going in on the
Yeah,
comments, man. It's
let me
funny.
not talk
It's funny.
let me talk about the Mac. Let me talk
Whoa.
about you specifically. If
Wait,
you didn't
read
play
through?
if you didn't play Wayne,
Oh no. Wait.
Wayne. If you
I
didn't
think
Didn't
you
play,
they
talking
do
about
that?
John Mack. I think
he
you
talking
talking
about
about
the
John
Mac.
Mack.
Let me say this
Oh, okay.
about let me say this about the Mac. They only had a baritone section. That was one big baritone section, and that was it. Dog, the whole rest of the band was alright. I'm telling you, like they was alright. Rodney, what you played? What you played?
Oh, hold up. That boy Rashad going at you, Darrell.
What do you say?
He said then they got
Then you got walking niggas who came up under Kennedy people with the
what
same.
the same Delu.
Hey, look, let me tell you like this,
Oh
right?
Lord.
You have never got a dub against me. So whatever delusion, if I'm delusional, it's cool. Long as you ain't get a dub.
Hey, let me ask y'all this real stuff. What school band people are the
Hold
most
on,
delusional people?
hold on.
The most delusional
Wait,
people.
T Brown. You played. Hey, Rodney, you played tuba for Easton. You played
No,
tuba
for
for
No,
Easton.
for the Mac.
for the Mac.
Dog, y'all was shit water. Y'all was dog. Y'all had one of the worst tuba sections. You played tuba for the Mac. Y'all was like the worst section in the band.
Janine was on two of them years, huh?
I don't give a damn. They wasn't good. God bless you. No, that dude went to Easton.
Oh, he went to
Rodney?
Eastern.
Boy, let me
Oh.
tell you something. So you was a tuba player at Easton. You was a tuba player at Eastern. Going forward, Rodney George. I don't want to talk about.
He
I don't
probably
want
can
to
play
talk.
though.
I don't give a damn. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about what the Mac did. I want to talk about your interactions across the field from Kennedy. Let's talk about how that went. How that went
So,
when
Hey,
your
hey,
band.
y'all pull
Matt,
up my tuba
what,
years.
Matt, what school is have the most delusional band heads, dog? What school? I know who you about to say. Matt.
Who have the most delusional band members?
Band heads ever, like right now. Like, I know what you
It's
about to
St.
say.
All. St. All.
He
It's
Matt not
St.
about to
All.
say
I
something.
don't
No.
think. Nah, I St. All got legacy. Like
Yeah,
the.
yeah, no, but they still living on it. They still living on that legacy.
Say, I'm not gonna lie. You know who I think got the most delusional band members? Well, I'm not. You know what?
Oh,
I
that's
can't
I
answer
true.
know
that.
who
That's
you
true.
about to say.
I
That's
can't answer
true.
that.
The
What the
folk,
school
man. If
located
you
at,
listen
man?
to if you
No,
listen to
see,
right, if you listen to Fauché people talk, you would swear to God they had Jesus as a
dog.
band.
I don't think
Oh,
I
I,
don't
I
think Fauché
promise.
band members the most delusional.
well, who you think it is?
I don't think the folk. Man, St. All got history. The folk got history. Some bands when you hear them talk, you be like, they be like, yeah, because I went to, and you be like, how many good years in your mind do y'all have? Like, it, I would, um, who do y'all think have the most delusional members?
I think it's Fauché because if you just listen to them, bro, you swear to God that they had the best band for every year before Katrina.
I don't think it's
Man,
Like
Fauché.
I don't even hear people from the Mac
I
talk.
think
Like
it's
I don't know
17
who went
Reed.
to the Mac. Reed.
I think it's fucking Reed.
I think
It,
I think
I think it's more towards the early year Reed people.
I
Shit.
think I,
Miguel Peralta.
Kennedy and Reed.
I think the most delusional man. I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't want to say this because this honestly this cannot end well.
No,
Man,
you
fuck it.
say
Man,
what
people
you
been
gotta
saying we
say.
been holding back anyway. We need to start saying what we say. People
Exactly.
can't get in their feelings.
I don't know about the most delusional.
Oh, I can tell you another one.
Who?
They gonna get mad. I think Carver people are the most delusional people. I swear. I mean, but that's just my opinion. I love them to death, but I mean, I just think because they, though, you can say, man, Carver sound good, but you know that one dude had Mr. What? What the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean? That means no. That means no.
Matt,
I
they said
mean,
speak your truth, bro.
like this the thing. Some schools when you hear them talk, you would think they have a legacy of good years, and you like when you really look back on it. When you really look back on it, you be like, man, how many how many excellent years does this school have? I don't even mean winning battles. I'm not talking about battles. I'm talking about like this was a really good band. Man, some of them bands don't have a lot of good years. Like, I mean, man, it's rough for some of these schools.
Man, once
I'm
you
a
say who you talking about, bro, I think we should stop holding back.
brother. People
I'm
want
gonna,
to know,
Honestly,
man.
you know one thing? I'm
honestly,
gonna get my
honest,
top five tonight. I'm gonna get my top five tonight.
honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. You took both of mine, Johnny. My top two delusional band. See, I don't think John Mack band members are delusional, Cooley, because John Mack has a hellfire history. Them bands in the '80s, yeah, like I mean, hey Darrell, you young as fuck. The
But,
band didn't start.
hey, no, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I'm
Yeah,
just,
no,
I'm just
but
listening.
on the real, I'm keeping it real. Reed has like three really good years total in the history of the school.
hey,
Like
Cedric.
when you
Let me tell
hear
you like
when
this, Cedric. Ever since after Katrina, L just band's been running New Orleans. I'm gonna just keep it.
That's
I'm gonna be
because
real.
that's because the
Say like
East
that.
wasn't bad.
L just band's been running New Orleans.
hey like on the real, I don't have no hate in my heart for Carver. I don't have no hate in my. How many good years y'all think Carver got? Like excellent years. Like it's not as many as y'all think.
Not.
And sometimes we confuse um early 90s K and the late 90s. Rodney George, let me ask you a question, brother. You ever heard my Kennedy band? I graduated from Kennedy in '99. When you say, brother, you must on tuba for Easton. Nobody circled your school on the schedule. Just like when you were in school, brother, it's all irrelevant. No, like nobody cared. I don't even know if we learned the new field show for Easton. We took part of one week, took part of another week. That's the field show. Nobody cared, brother. So nobody cares about what you think. You march for the most okayest, like y'all wasn't bad, I guess, wasn't great. You march for the okayest band ever. Like, so, like, yeah. Like, stop it. But like Carver and Reed, man, like in the mid '90s, around the time like French them was there. Carver had some great. They had some amazing band members. The members were amazing. The band,
Dude, why you gotta say it like that, man?
the band.
Come on, y'all.
Come on,
Hey,
man. Let's stop that. Like
hey,
come
John,
on.
they say you still building a legacy over there. Hey, y'all don't have a
Man, let me tell
legacy.
you something. Abe has had. Let me tell you something. I could care less how people feel. Abe has made me who I am today. And that's why I can bust Reed ass every time I go against him, even with 15 people. We
Hey,
need to play that clip.
hey,
We need to
Rodney.
play
Hey,
that clip.
Rodney George. I'm just messing with you, brother.
Say somebody said the LJ's bands are delusional. LJ's bands, and I'm not from LJ. LJ's bands have been running New Orleans since Katrina. Like ever since Katrina, the LJ's bands have been on top. It was Walker,
Hey, I,
and now it's Carl, and
Let me
that's
say
all I
something.
gotta say.
What,
That's all I
Darrell?
gotta
When
say.
you know, Hurricane Katrina was roughly 17 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2005.
How do you think New Orleans is?
You said how old?
Yeah, how do you think New Orleans is?
Well,
It's a
New
beautiful
Orleans
year,
was
right? Okay, well, stop
300
hey,
talking about the
years.
last
300.
17 years, brother. You
say,
Well,
like,
bro,
no,
you know
well,
what I found out
you,
today?
well,
You know
no,
what I
well,
found
what
out
I'm
today?
saying is,
stop it.
when somebody said the LJ's bands are delusional, no, I'm just keeping it real. Since I've been a part of the band community, LJ's bands has been running New Orleans.
Oh
We
my God,
LJ's have
brother.
always had a
Oh
relevant band,
my God.
like pretty much in a conversation for number one since I've been on the band scene. So I mean,
Say, bro,
it is what it is.
hey, you know what I learned today? I
Hey, I
don't
don't
know
want to
if
hear
y'all
that.
know
We was
this.
the first school
They
to open.
say
It ain't
Cohen.
my fault.
They say Cohen was the first black band to march in Mardi Gras parade. Now St.
Corn.
August was the first band to integrate Mardi Gras Day. Did,
I
did y'all
never
know?
knew that.
I didn't know
I
that
saw that
either.
today. They say that Cohen was the first band to integrate the black band to integrate the parades,
So
and
so
St.
now
August was the
Cedric,
first to
I hear
integrate Mardi Gras.
excuses. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So we got to give Cohen a props too. I mean, we give St. August their
Rodney,
props.
I,
you haven't mentioned Easton. You not
so
gonna mention me. I didn't mention Easton either. You mentioned my school, so I had to bring your school up, brother.
I think Corn should march in front of St. Aug every year now for
Yep.
Mardi Gras. I don't care how big or small their band is because they are the history.
Oh,
If
Matt,
it
I got a
wasn't for
question
them,
for you.
question, man, what would it?
Nate,
Hold
one
on,
cake or two?
hold on, man. I got a question for you. That is, I'm
Um,
gonna tell you what I think it's gonna take. It's gonna take Jesus himself to come down
Oh,
from
Lord.
the heavens
Don't say that.
and touch that band
I'm
because
a, I'm
Oh,
a, I'm gonna be real with you. To ask, to ask, man, how honest can I be about that?
be honest, I'm gonna stop playing.
Kennedy was nice. Go straight this shit though.
Yeah, they wasn't bad. They wasn't as bad as I thought they were gonna be.
Um, I like y'all. You talking you
I'm just
talking to
joking.
you talking to a person. You talking to a person that didn't really enjoy parade season. So to ask to ask what would bring Kennedy back, you would be asking me what was going to bring a lot of bands back. Like I play a lot, but I'm really a fan of St. Aug. I was disappointed in St. Aug. I was disappointed in Carr. I was disappointed in Walk. Not Walk. My bad. I'm not being funny. I was disappointed in Landry. I was disappointed in all of those bands. So like I'm not I'm being real. I don't know what would bring any of this back. I didn't enjoy it. Uh, I don't enjoy the way bands sound that much no more. Like in New Orleans, I don't. We are the mecca of band to this day because we just enjoy it a lot. But if you asking me how I feel about any of them sound, I don't really enjoy the way they sound no more. Like I think it can come back, but what's also very disheartening to me, and what makes me think it'll be a while before it come back, is because um everybody listen to a lot of this and they tell me it sounds good, and I'd be like, dang, if you think this sounds good, then you know what I mean. So I mean I'm not, and I don't want to be Miss Johnny Bone.
What you think about that, Matt?
What?
On the screen.
I don't think Will Kennedy got a band director. It's not the band directors, it's the culture. Like I don't it's man, like,
You
and
don't think Will can go over there and enhance that band?
I don't like the way, I don't, honestly, man, I'm not being funny. I don't enjoy the way Landry sounds. Like I don't enjoy it. Like you gotta when I hear uh Berger had a previous obligation, Ron Freeman. When I hear bands today, man, I don't enjoy a lot of what I hear now. So I mean, like, I can't tell you who won a lot of them battles. They'd be hard to make it through. I was serious about that. So I didn't I mean I know that wasn't the answer dude was expecting, but I mean a lot of it I don't enjoy. I
So like,
overall I don't feel like a lot of these bands are trying to make music. I don't feel like they're trying to play a song. So um
I like I said, that means Jesus would have to come down and put his hands on the band for them to be good. That's
what
what
you
it
think
would take.
about the rest of them? What you think
Same
about the
thing.
rest of
Same thing.
Yeah,
Same
I
thing.
mean, it got to touch the culture, man. Like when bands like Craig Mike can come down here and we
And
can't
warm
just
up all
we
day.
well
I
no, I
mean,
mean, but honestly, man, like let's just talk about the quality of it. A lot of them bands, they didn't just separate themselves.
but honestly, Matt, though, you saying that, I don't think Craig Mike came down here and did shit.
I don't think they did shit. I'm talking about just quality of sound. If we talking about quality of sound, no, like
But Matt, hold on now. We all was on Facebook. Craig Mike had extensive amount of time to put together that. Our bands didn't have that time to put that together.
I
And
I
and they came down here for 2 days. And we
Darrell,
didn't have we didn't have that pleasure, man. Like
I understand
I
that.
get it. You know, I was the first one to say excuses of monuments of nothing, and band directors need to stop being lazy and all this and like that.
I don't
But
think the band
Craig
director's being
Mont,
lazy.
Craig Mont was practicing every day for hours. So to compare, it's hard for me to compare Craig Mont and to New Orleans bands because of the time. That's like comparing some of these bands. Like I hear about some college bands that they're not allowed to practice after 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and you compare them to Southern. We can practice how long we want to practice. It's hard to do that because like these band directors in New Orleans, like the kids don't have the amount of time to put that together. Look at, but imagine if Carl, Carver, Landry, all these the top bands that we named. Imagine if they had the amount of time Craig might had to practice. Imagine what they would have. Imagine the product that would have came out. And this is no shades of Deontay. Deontay, we talking about the bands today in New Orleans and the where they at on what level they on. But I'm saying, imagine if they had that amount of time to put it together. Yeah, but Deontay, you had 21 days of just practice, 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 practice. When imagine, do you what day you think Landry started practicing? It wasn't
Darrell, you
21
make
days.
it you making an argument that I'm not making though. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we didn't have an excuse for the way we sound. I'm saying don't tell me it sounds good. And let me also say this. Some of these bands need to be kept out of the battle. Like don't try to battle it. Your band is not battle ready. Like all of these bad habits these bands got. Man,
Oh
like
yeah,
they
I
it's like
agree.
it's like
I
they're
agree.
not playing songs. Like a note man, it's so I mean I'm
Joseph,
just not
Joseph,
I'm
you
I'm
said
not
practice at home. A band is a collective group of people. A band. So practice at home. You can go home and practice it all the time, but it's a band, more than one person. That's why you practice together. Because if I'm doing one thing and you doing one thing, the band gonna sound bad. So I get it. You can practice at home. You can practice on stuff like getting my tone together. You know, my reading skills, my rhythms, and getting all that stuff together. But when it comes to putting music together, that's why people have rehearsal every night. Matt got to go to rehearsal every day because you got to put it together.
no wait ho. Joe Bowie, I don't see what the round said just now that could have been wrong. Let me do you mind if I take what you said a step further?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Not only do you got to practice together, but like the section got to listen to, like I everybody in our section got to sound exactly the same. You have
Exactly.
to try to play with the same tone quality. You have to start this note at the same time. You got to end that bitch together. Like you don't hear a lot of that. It's too many bad habits. So when you and I'm not on no hating type shit, but on some real talk, that should be sounding bad.
You
Like
got 15
you
niggas
got
doing something different.
dog, you got like one dude on mellow that just hold a note.
Right.
Man, like I don't mean to be overcritical. Let's go to college. Man, they had this one dude march for TC on trumpet. I was like, oh my God. Like they just gonna let this man play like that? Remember that one year, I think it was 2016, when Jackson State came to Southern, and they had them like one or two dudes on trumpet that just hung over the whole game. Like they just hung over you can't have that. We in a section, we play together.
Right. That's why you go to
Like,
section. If you got 30 niggas, you got 25 baritones, 25 mellows, and everybody doing their own thing. You might well have a different piece of music. You might well pass out a different song because that's not. I mean, maybe some bands do it like that. You go home, practice, and we're gonna put it together. Your band gonna sound like shit. What,
man, I know LeBeau wasn't expecting that, but that's the way I feel, man. Like as much as I joke around, um if you know me, outside of this and outside of people, um outside of me ribbing, I put on for the city. And when I can hear it, and I mean I don't really have nothing good. I don't listen, let's be real. How many like excellent, no flaws nowhere bands we saw this year? And I'm not talking about they had the most exciting music. They just came and executed it as close to perfect as they could. How many bands this year did that? Man, like not that many. They just you just come in and just try to get the music on the paper as right as possible. Man, that shit sound bad a lot of it.
I think Carver was a band that executed at a high level this year.
Carver made less mistakes than everybody. All Carver did was came and did everything right.
They executed. You
Well,
asked
okay.
what band executed. Carver
Carver,
executed this.
Carver, Carver executed better than everybody.
Yeah, they executed this year. For
I mean,
those who think
like,
I hate Carver, I don't. Carver executed this year.
man,
Uh,
man, when we played that footage, you know this. You can attest to this. You can attest to this. When we played that footage last week of the high school bands, You had people from certain schools not say, bro, like I don't mean no harm. Rodney George, take Eric off of there. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Eric didn't sound that good. We played a battle with them. But when we played that footage from last week, no, Eric didn't. Eric had no, they didn't. We played a battle with Eric. No, they didn't. Stop it. No, they didn't.
They
Anyway,
did not.
when we played that footage from last week, we had schools alumni hitting the inbox like, man, can y'all please don't play nothing else from my school? Man,
Yeah.
can y'all please don't play nothing else from my school? Man, please, Lord have like, please don't play nothing else. Dog, what? Like that's crazy, dog. Like so, I don't mean no harm. I'm not trying to like uh shift the blame. I wish it was like one school I could hang my hat on that um let me see what Robin said. For them to produce the product they did through the pandemic. First MG again the pandemic. First MG Hurricane regular
Autograph.
itch. I think the band. Um I I I I, I Robin, respectfully, I find it commendable that they put bands out there. But you have people telling me that this sounds good, which means they're gonna try to rise to this standard again.
Yeah.
This cannot be the standard. Like this can't Robin, I agree with you in that they put bands out there. Say, bro, it's okay to say my band not ready to battle. Like when I marched for Kennedy, my first month there, I wasn't ready to challenge nobody. You know what I mean? Like I'm not there yet. I'm to the point where I can play my part. I know my stickings. I can read all of the music. I hope they are gonna. Well, I'm with you on that. I hope they are gonna build up this Robin because, and I'm not. I only got disappointed when people started sending me footage saying, "Yeah, man, they sound good. They cranking it." No, no, sir. That can't be the
Nah,
standard.
Deontay, I agree. Like this, we all know this ain't the standard. Well, there is some people that do think that this is the standard, but to myself and obviously to Matt, this is not the standard. But what we also saying is the the amount of every year bands and institutions have obstacles, but this particular year where it wasn't even known that it was going to be a Mardi Gras, um, the obstacles were just a little bit more enhanced, and I think what the directors were able to put out there was I don't want to say acceptable because I don't want to say that that's what we need to accept, but I think it was it was better than expected, better than expected. You know, I expected, and if y'all go look at some shows before Katrina, I expected some shit water. I expected the same shit we got from parade season, but that's not what we got. We got a couple bands that actually, put some shit on the streets. Now there's like Matt Word is doozies. There's some fucking doozies out there for sure, but but I think they were above expected. The expectation was for me was very low, and I think they rose above the expectation. Carver did extremely well with the problems, and I did agree the directors did a damn good job. You know what Carver did? Carver did the smart thing. They band directors and their crew, and look, this is the same thing I criticized them for last year. Carver got shit that they knew that they can execute, and that it was going. It's like if I gotta cook a meal in an hour, I'm gonna go to my go tos. I'm not about to try nothing new. That's what Carver did, and they executed it to a high level.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay, Cooley. Let me address that directly. I don't mind if you say we have been up against a lot. I don't mind that. Just don't tell me it was great. Say we have a lot of work to do. And also, given the level of musicianship given the level of musicianship that I heard out there, some of these bands weren't ready to battle. Like some of these bands should have took the old school Kennedy approach and taught these babies how to execute the hell out of about 10 songs and told them, look, we're going to be ready next year. This ain't the year. We don't sound that good. This ain't it. Man, can we not, let's not lose fact of the sight of the fact that marching bands play songs. They're supposed to be playing music. Some of what I'm hearing is not musical. This is not a song. I understand you won't crank that bitch. You can crank that bitch. That's cool. Make it sound good. It can, man, you can play a song loud. It can have volume and it can sound good.
Man, you think we
A
had
lot
something
of
to do
that
with that?
shit sound bad.
Do you think we had something to do with that? The way we bucked parade season up when Deontay came
No,
away with all that shit. Like
no,
I honestly think we had a
no.
little bit. I honestly think we had a little bit to do with this. Because we basically threw our bands out there on fucking Front Street. Everybody on here, and not just us, the people in the comments too, was basically like, when the fucking bands get here, I don't give a fuck, smash them, and and that's literally what the fuck was going on. So I understand, man. I understand what you're saying. I would love to see bands at a higher level, at a more acceptable rate. But I do also have to understand uh, what what they were up against this past season. And you say what I think about Kennedy Band this year? Kennedy Band was above standard for me. Like I was ready to see Kennedy. I recorded, but I stood under the bridge and recorded this band, and I was gonna send it to Matt because I was gonna troll the fuck out of Kennedy. Like if I haven't even sent him the video because on the video I'm like, here come K5, like here come the first trombone. I'm talking a bunch of shit in the video, and they came under the bridge and they sounded decent. So Kennedy was above standard for me. Like they were better than I thought they would be.
Let me tell y'all something. I got some partners. No matter what I'm expected to do, and I'm just talking about the fact that some of these bands felt like they had to have a product ready to battle. I got some partners that are going to Dubai at the end of the year. This vacation, if I went with them, would cost me 25 racks. And I planned on going. I was like, man, the first chance I get and I can get out of the country after this goddamn pandemic, I'm out. But I didn't realize when they were talking about going, I got one baby graduating from college and going to grad school, and then I got another baby starting law school next year. Man, I just don't know whether I got an extra $25,000. I don't care how I look. I don't care what I promised these guys. I just don't know that I'm gonna have no extra. I can't go. Sometimes you gotta sit out of these battles. Man, we ain't ready to battle. We not no battle ready band. Like I gotta teach these babies how to play. I understand a lot of schools had a lot of beginners. Well, act like it.
Well, Matt,
Like
well, but
act
wait,
like it.
before you continue, so let's say, and I'm gonna keep bringing Craig Mount up because that's what we've been bringing up. If they came out here and they just pushing on everybody, and everybody acting like they ain't ready to battle, what would we be saying right now?
Okay, do you want me to be honest?
Yeah, what would we be saying right now?
Okay, can I talk about Craig Mott in actuality?
Yeah, do your
Okay,
thing.
I don't because you're speaking hypothetically. Let me speak about them directly.
Hmm.
I think Craig Mott needed a lot of work.
Yeah,
I
of
don't.
course,
Let me
but
wait. Let
if
me
they
finish. No, 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 no,
okay,
no.
go
I
ahead.
don't want to speak about ifs. I think when Craig Mott came down here to battle, I think they needed a lot of work. I think Deontay, for as much as I kid around with Deontay, I think he's one of the better arrangers of our time. That dude writes some shit, in my opinion. I don't see
Absolutely,
many. I
absolutely.
don't see many people like you can feel how you want about Deontay the man. Deontay the arrangement. Can't many people fuck with him. I actually have Deontay as an arranger. I have Deontay in my top like four in the whole country. But
Whoa,
Craig,
wait, stop.
wait, let me finish. No, 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 no. Let me finish what I'm saying. But Craigmont, the band they had a lot of the same issues we had. Sometimes they lose musicality. Sometimes they lose sometimes they get so caught up in the adrenaline, not just Craigmont, bands in general, high school bands, when they get so caught up in the adrenaline of a battle until it sounds like they forget every fucking thing they learn in practice. I'm not singling Craigmont out with that. I'm talking
Right,
about the
right.
band culture. Like, no matter how excited we get, no matter what this band play across from us, we have to play this shit like we played it in the band room. I'm gonna
But
put the
that's not
same
my
up.
question.
You got to put the. I can't speak hypothetically. All I can speak about is actualities because I'm talking about actual shit that happened. I can't
Yeah,
speak about
but what I'm
hypothetical.
saying, because you said we needed to act like we had problems. If them people would have came out here and we got called or whatever band standing there and Craig Munner just bam 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 and we just standing there, then we'd be having a whole conversation. Well, y'all let them people come out here or whatever band it may be. Y'all let them come out here and do this. Y'all let them come out here and do this. Then we'd be having a different conversation. So you have to defend yourself because all we've been talking about on this show is when any out of town band get out here, handle your business. That's all we've been talking about on the show. And if they would have came out there and not handle their business, then we talking about a whole nother situation. And
Okay.
I do. And by the way, the Deontay arranging situation, I think Deontay would make Talladega a totally different beast.
I have thought about that. I
A
have
totally
fantasized
different
about
beast.
Deontay going to fucking Talladega. I never told that brother that. But let me say this.
I said it on the show before.
Let
A
me say
totally
this.
different beast.
Let me. I have thought about that shit too, though, about him going to Talladega. But let me say this. I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna. I'm only gonna say Talladega because you mentioned Talladega. But let me say this. You saying that our babies are these babies in these bands. If somebody is cranking at them, they got to defend themselves.
You got to because
Dog, let me
we call
finish.
ourselves the Mecca.
I got you. But listen, at the end of the day, these are not weapons. These are musical instruments. When
No,
you
these are
say
weapons.
okay,
These are
no, they're not.
weapons
Okay. Well, and then that thinking
in
is what
music.
makes that
In
that
music.
thinking that thinking is what makes it all wrong. And that's why it's like sometimes when I hear certain baritone sections and mellophone sections, I'm like, are you trying to use your horn to like bring physical harm to these people? Like, dog, like this shit sounds
You
so
fucker, I'm
bad.
trying to peel your damn wig cap.
Yeah, but it
Like,
don't. I hope it sounds good. I hope it
yeah,
sounds good.
exactly. But while
It
sounding
don't
good,
sound
bro.
good. It don't sound good. It don't sound good. Like, make this shit like it don't sound good. Yeah, but Terry, it don't sound good. It don't sound good. Like I feel what you're saying.
But bro,
A
like
lot of that shit don't
your
sound good though.
instrument, if you go
No,
in a
they're not
battle, a
weapons. This
battle
is a
is a
musical
battle.
instrument.
Your
This is a
your
music.
instrument is your weapon.
No, it's not. It's not. Dog, this is a musical instrument.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm not talking about like a real weapon. But this is what you're using to fight, right? Whatever
No,
comes out of this horn is going. That's your bullets. I'm
it's
sending
not
all these
bullets, it's
fucking bullets.
notes. Bruh,
Yes, man.
your philosophy is so wrong on this. Yes, your philosophy is wrong on this. Like, bruh,
No.
dude, at the end of the day, these are musical instruments. Like
Yeah.
band
Yeah,
directors
they are.
have to get people. No, it's not. I understand we're trying to see who sounds the best. But in the process of trying to sound the best, Deontay, we cannot lose fact of the fact that it has to sound good. Let me
Yeah,
tell
it
you
does.
something. No, well, let me say this to you, Justin Coleman, about that comment. Some musical emotion can be soft. Did you know
Yeah.
that playing at a double piano is
That's
an
a
emotion?
22. That's a
Okay,
22.
that's an emotion. That's an emotion.
Yeah.
Bruh, like these bands are so dynamically challenged. And man, like they struggle with playing together and sounding good. And like people cheer that shit on. I'd be like, dog, this shit sounds so fucking bad.
All right, Matt. Have you ever heard at when a a veteran pass away, and the guys at the funeral shoot the guns, and they do it in unison. It sounds good. You can use weapons in a way that it sounds good. But this, if we are at battle, if we are battling, your instrument is what you're using as your defense, right? You swing your weapon, or you use your weapon, and I'm gonna use my weapon to come back at you. So look at it that way. I'm not talking about like a literal weapon. Your instrument is your weapon, is your gun.
Okay, but let's also make sure they're ready to fight.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
you
You gotta go to
got.
basic training.
I'm saying you have a bunch of immature, underdeveloped musicians out here trying to battle. Like, let's teach them how to play. You got dudes just trying to fill a horn up with air. This dude got bad tone. Like, his intonation is bad. He doesn't understand the first few things. Um, he don't understand the main attributes of making music. Like, that should be sounding bad. It don't sound good when bands marched by. When, man, that shit. I don't want.
I,
I
you
sound
have to
like
learn how to. You have to learn how to clean your weapon. You have to learn how to properly
you do.
use the weapon for it to work properly or to function. It's the same thing with a horn. You have to learn how to properly control that weapon, and how to
Agreed.
appropriately handle that weapon. Like,
Agreed.
if you just blowing, that your bullets are going everywhere. But if your armature, your tone is perfect, you shooting straight. It's a weapon, man. It's the
Well,
same.
okay, I can. But then let's make. Okay, in the process of cleaning our weapons and shooting our gun, whatever the fuck, let's make. Like, but let's make sure these kids know how to play music.
Absolutely.
Because I'm saying a lot of what they're producing is not musical, and we getting kids ready for battles, and they don't sound good. They don't sound good. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this shit sound bad. I'm
Yeah.
saying you got you. It sound like two people. Like, it sound like they competing to see who could sound the worst. Like, it's bad. Like, and they going from one bad execution of a song to the next. It's just bad, dog.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
bad.
I agree.
Like, I mean, that shit don't be sounding good. So I mean, like, back to the original question. Like, Cass asking me would have bring Kennedy back. I want to know would have bring them all back. Like, that shit don't be sounding good to me. Man,
Yeah.
that should be hard to get through. Y'all, we condoning some crazy shit. We condoning some crazy shit. I don't. A lot of these battles, I don't know how we cheered any of them along. I told Berger that last week. I agree with
Hey,
Daryl. Well, teach. I agree. Maybe it ain't time to battle. Bring your band out there. Maybe this year our band won't have 50 songs. Maybe they won't have 50 songs.
but they
Maybe
will
we
have
gonna
more
bring
time to practice too, though. Next
maybe
year.
we gonna bring 10 songs out there, and we gonna execute the hell out of these 10 songs, and I'm gonna teach these kids how to play. I'm gonna teach them how to play. Man, a lot of that shit don't sound good.
That's the ground rule, man. You got to go to basic training, teach them how to play.
I don't hear no basic
Got
training
to.
in this shit. Like, I
Nah.
mean,
Hey, we didn't get to this last week, man. With parade season, they had some college bands, man. Have you seen any videos of college bands last week? I mean, not last week. Okay. Wait, the face. What the face for? Who?
um,
If you had to rank the college bands, how would you rank the bands that came to New Orleans? Now, you can't say I'm not saying them because you have no ties. So
I
how would
don't have
you
no
rank?
ties. If we're
How
gonna
would
just
you?
talk about college bands, this is what I
Yeah,
gotta say. Bruh, it just seemed like they all ducked Southern.
they did.
I don't
They
got
did.
nothing to say. I don't I'm not giving Texas Southern no props. Talladega gets no props. Who the other one was? The other little band?
Langston.
Langston. None of them get no props. Southern standing right there. They did all that they could.
Yeah,
They ducked Southern. So I'm
they
sorry.
damn sure did.
The only band I'm giving props to is Southern because they all made a conscious effort to avoid Southern. That was
They did.
clear. That was clear to anybody with two eyes. So
Yeah.
feel like you want about them. Feel like you want about me saying that, but
There was a this is true, man. Me myself, Robin and Berger, we was all out there. And there was the word on the street was that all these bands were marching in the parade. But this is Bloody Sunday, and they all were supposed to be getting out of the parades and coming to Bacchus just to see Southern. And there was certain particular bands that got off the buses and stood in the cut. Ain't want no smoke. Ain't want no
listen,
smoke.
I hear you, Peanut. I hear you, Cooley. I hear what y'all saying. I'm talking about what I know. Let me say this one more time. A lot of these bands made a conscious effort. There was a
Yeah,
conscious effort to avoid Southern.
one
Now
hundred
I don't
percent.
want to. Y'all trying to make me say ugly stuff. I'm not gonna say it.
I mean, you gotta say what you gotta
I'm not
say.
gonna say it. But I don't want to go into everything. I don't want to go into everything. But yeah,
I mean,
yep.
people they were using excuses like we just marched another parade, but we all know that for the last 4 or 5 years, Bloody Sunday has been particular bands, and for them to schedule another parade, knowing that this is what happens, that obviously tells you that people didn't want no smoke, and as far as Texas Southern go, Texas Southern sounded good, but they also they chose their parades wisely. They made sure they booked these parades. It's like they went to the parade captains and was like, "Who's all in this parade? Up, Southern is in it. I'm not marching. I'm
Oh,
oh, wait. Southern is they're 100 miles. They're within 100 miles of us. We're going to Baton Rouge. So, Texas Southern marched the parade in Baton Rouge right past the hump
Say
and
Cooley,
couldn't
Cooley.
pick nothing up.
Let me say this, Cooley. Let's me and you
Hey,
talk
Cooley, no
offline.
man, no Cooley. The police was basically getting the crowd ready for this.
Cooley,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about nothing I don't know, Cooley. Like
no. They,
Cooley, without going into too much, a conscious effort. It appears, it appears that a conscious effort was made by certain colleges. I don't want to call any names because people get caught up in name calling. But a conscious effort was made by certain bands to avoid Southern. That's the way it appeared.
bro, Cooley, they opened the whole park was wide open, waiting for this to happen. Ain't no police was stopping nothing. The police would
Johnny,
for
mute
the
your phone.
for the for the for the for the first time in forever, like Frozen. There was no police involvement in none of this stuff. There was no stopping whatever was gonna happen. All them bitches duck something cool. And look, I think it was I think they it was a good thing they duck something because them people they had it on their mind. They were pushing. I'm saying that if a band not in the parade, police won't let you just show up in battle. I'm not talking about you, but cool it. How would they have known they was in the parade or not? Them people didn't know. But Talladega was in the parade. Forget it. Talladega was in the parade, and they they sat on them buses. They got there in time, and then they actually got off the buses and didn't play a note.
Talladega made a bending decision, and I respect what they did.
They didn't even warm up because it's like they didn't want something to
Well,
know that
now
they were
I'm gonna tell
standing
you something.
right over there and have
I'm not
turned that.
the thing about warm ups is Craig might warmed up for everybody. So no other bands really even had to warm up because yeah. But at any rate,
Bro, we're not talking about CSU. We know that that's not even.
Deontay, he got really mad about that.
what about the warm
About you.
ups?
Yeah, about you. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know what.
Adrian did make a business decision, and honestly it would have given people what they wanted to see, but it wouldn't have been good for Talladega. But when this is known, if it's known that you fight every day at 2 o'clock, you need to bring your ass, bring that ass, and
Man, let me be real. When I saw Southern and and they had 2,000 euphoniums. Man, I'm not about to. Come on, man. I mean, like that'll be. I don't blame them. I'm just acknowledging that that happened. But like, if you telling me I gotta meet you for a fight and you for a fist fight and you got a pistol, I'm not. You say what you want about me. I'm not coming. And I think some of them schools knew they weren't quite prepared. They weren't prepared.
Yeah,
Um,
But
but
Talladega made some money on that deal, though. They made a
I,
business decision.
but no, but the word on the street, and this is coming from some credible sources. I'm
Boy,
not
fuck the
saying
word
that.
on the
I'm
street.
not.
From what
I'm
I
not
heard, what they
saying.
made, fuck that battle.
No. After the money they made from some credible sources, the word was they on their way and they won't smoke from the directors of these universities. So if that was the word from some very credible sources, really good credible sources, they didn't live up to what they were saying they was gonna do. Because and that is the reason. It was a reason Southern got off the buses and lined up and got in formation the way they did. Because there was supposed to be some smoke. So that's all I gotta see. By the way, Grambling came to New Orleans too, for Zulu, and
That's
it
ducking
wasn't
smoke.
good.
man, I'm not gonna lie. This new version of Gremlin, I kind of like. They still sometimes a little staccato for me. Like some of them songs would be too like Gremlin will triple tongue the shit. You know the part of the song when you get to like the loud part, Gremlin still tutaku. They still in that bitch.
Oh my god!
But that shit aside, I like this new version of Gremlin. I was digging it.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the lady, I always forget this lady's name, and I'm so sorry. Ever since
Nicole
she took
Robot.
over,
Nicole Robot.
yeah, that's up. Ever since she took over, they've been improving every year, and they wasn't a bad band before. They are a lot better than they were. Um, but I still didn't like it. I don't like Gremlin style. Like it's not enough for me.
It's not enough for what? Like
It's not enough for me. It's too much. It's too much country shit. Like it's too much. Like it's like, bro. It's like Gremlin's like a old uncle. Like I just don't like it, man.
I like my old uncle. What's wrong with an old uncle? That's the
No,
funniest
you love
people in
him.
the
Like
family.
no, it's like you love your old uncle, but like the motherfucker just he just some bottom like
he tell bad jokes. You know what I mean? Like
yeah
it's that
he
kind
he
of
wore he wore that
Gremlin is
silk
like a
suit
Gremlin,
everywhere.
probably like a bad baby mama.
No, he wore that
nah.
silk suit everywhere. You
Yeah,
know, and
he
his
hi-
breast paint
he try to holler
like
at your lady. I'm just playing
yeah
with your
like
nephew. I'm just
he
playing
always
with your
trying to
nephew.
tell you what you
Yeah.
should be doing and what you should be in life. No, man, no, get with the fucking program. That's
I
how I
but
feel.
I enjoy Gremlin. They just again they're a little staccato for me. But again, I enjoy 'em.
I tried to get my analogies on that. Hey, I figured out too. The bass drum, the rolling bass drum. I figured out who get that drum.
Cool.
Supposedly, this is somebody said this on my post. The saddest nigga in the section get the drum, and he the saddest nigga in the section get the drum, and then supposedly that makes them work harder, and most of the time they become the section leader. This is something that was on my post. Uh, I don't know how true that is, but the saddest nigga get the big ass
I
rolling
need to
drum.
ask Abdul that because he went to Gremlin.
Let me say this. Um, I love my children, and if I'm saying this, I'm saying this with all due respect to Gremlin and any other school with that
Who
with that.
pulls it?
If I showed up to Gremlin, if I showed up to a Gremlin game and my son was pulling that drum on the field, like it was my kid. Like I invited my friends. I was like, man, y'all, hey guys. You got to come to the game with me. My
You
son,
invited your Kennedy alumni to come to the
yeah,
game.
hey gang, my son is gonna be on the field at with Southern, and man, you gotta come. I mean, with Grambling, and you gotta come see him. It's my kid, and then we show up to the game, and the drum majors call the band on the field, and my son rushed that big motherfucker out there. My son out the band. Give him the head back, son. Give him the head back.
And then he stand in
Give
the
him the
middle of
hat.
the field the whole show.
Give him the hat. Give him the hat. Give him their shit.
But Matt, these students normally work their way up to section leader though.
My son not working his way up from drum puller. Man, you fucking crazy. Let me tell you something. Boy, I'm a proud daddy. I raised my son to have some dignity. My son, man, I love like, but man, when I see my fucking son out there rushing that big mother, me and his mama sitting there, like, man, is that our son? Man, is that my baby? Like, it's all dark, and they marching in for the Bayou Classic, and my son marching in the shadows with his fucking head. I'll be like, man, this boy, is that little fucking Matt? No, he out the band. I'm going to the band. Pardon me, Miss Roebuck, or pardon me, man. Ain't no way, boy. I'm not being funny. Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Would you rather him pull a drum or sit on the pine, like ride the pine at Southern?
None of that. Well, let me say this. I think pulling that drum is the worst. Like, dog,
let him sit
you
there
in college. It's gonna be pictures. It's gonna be pictures of you pulling this drum for eternity.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on, Matt. What's worse? Hold on. Man, what's worse? A person pulling the drum for Grambling.
It's an honor to pull the drum.
Oh, hold on. Burger carrying the ladder to get into the game.
No. See, you misunderstanding me. I'm not talking about playing the drum, Kirk. I'm talking about the dude tasked with pulling it on the field. This dude got to learn the whole field show. That's the puller. That's the pulling spot on the field.
Wait.
Matt, which one worse?
You get to pull a drum,
carry
pull
the
a ladder,
like Burger.
Carry the banner, or ride the pine at Southern.
I think carrying that fucking ladder, dog.
Wait, but what if you went to school to play in the band and you got to hold a banner?
Man, let me tell you something, dog. What if you got to learn the whole field show as the dude pulling a big bass drum? Like, you're gonna be on NBC, Peacock.
Who's sneezing now?
You're gonna be on
God
Peacock.
damn, sneezing the fucking
pulling, dog. You know, when every band go on the field, they march on the field fast. So you gotta run that son of a bitch out there fast. Man, ain't no way in the world.
I think carrying that ladder worse, dog.
No, because
I think the reason why Burger carried that ladder is worse. I think that's what make Burger.
Man, we have that picture, dog. That shit is so funny. That picture, dog. That picture of Burger. Dog, that picture of Burger carrying that. Dog. I think the way Burger sold his soul. Like, bro, this man carried that ladder in that. That's my. And look, they ain't no. Look how J. Cuz looking at him like, bitch, you stupid.
Like, that's my thing. Is that like, nah, man. That's my brother.
God.
That's my brother. But I think I
would have paid his way, man. Fuck all that.
But no, he had a ticket though. My dude had a ticket, bro.
Oh, listen, you look so happy, dog. Come back to the picture.
I didn't like it, bro. I didn't like me. I couldn't have did it. I would have waited.
I wouldn't have did it.
I couldn't have did it, dog.
I wouldn't.
Bro,
My pride would let
bro,
me
you
Like
do
know
it.
when
I
you
could
pull
get
that
it,
drum, you stand on the 50-yard line like cool. Yeah, you stand on the 50-yard
Hold
line
up.
and
How you break the drum down to put it on underneath the bus?
bro. I
you
have
know,
always wondered how they travel with that drum too. Like, where do they
man,
put that?
With that,
they
is
lay it
that
on the
bitch
side, bro.
enclosed? Do it enclosed? Do it break down like a fucking wagon or something?
Man,
Man,
I
matter of
want.
fact,
I
who
want.
fucking makes that? Who makes that? Like, if that bitch break, where do you get another one from? like,
Don't drum it.
like, and just think about that bitch catching
You
on a
gotta
flat in
clean
the
that
middle of the.
bitch.
Just think about
Hey,
that bitch catching the flat in the middle of the Bayou Classic.
bro,
Like,
Grambling probably have a fucking wall of drummers, like the Wall of Fame for like the big drummer. Your picture is up there because this is a legendary thing, man. You, nah, man, give me the ladder, bro. Nah, no,
dog,
don't give me
what?
the ladder.
So, dog, just think about the nigga that gotta change the tube
The
when the
drum
bitch
head.
go on the flat inside the wheel, dog, or the fucking or the.
I don't mind
Like,
that, long as I could do it in private. Dog, I don't want nothing embarrassing that my chair can look back.
man,
Like
I'm
as
not
no
changing no.
MC, I
Man, what
change.
you gotta
I
change
change it.
the
I
Oh,
tube?
could.
they
I
said
could
it
do
got
it.
a trailer.
I could
It
do
got
it in
its
the
own
private.
trailer.
Hold up, it got his own. So they carry
So
that
so
bitch to
everybody
the
getting their
buses.
instruments off the bottom of the bus, and you gotta walk way
Oh,
to the fucking back
you
with the
finished after
trailer
all that?
to go get that bitch, and all you gotta put all on the tires and shit and roll that
Say, dog,
bitch all the way to the front.
I wouldn't mind being the one that's playing the big drum. Like I wouldn't care about that. What I'm talking about is the dude that learned. He got to learn a whole field show position.
With his hands
Man,
behind his back, pulling it.
but Matt, where they store that bitch at? I'm just trying to figure out where they store. Like, where do they make? What do you call that? What do you call it? Bass drum whip? Bass drum bass drum
No, they call it
bite?
40K or some shit like that. I think it's called
Like, where
40K.
you buy that shit from? Like, real shit. Where do you buy it at? Like,
They
you get.
probably. I'm certain they special make it.
Hey,
So what about
Flats,
that bitch break? Like,
Pals, what's it called? Is it called 40K? Seems like you know a lot about it. Niggas say they get a bunch of TV time. They go to every game. They like, I bet you do. Matt, your son on NBC with Buku camera time zoomed in.
Boy,
Look at little Matt,
man, who
man.
we talking about? Hey, we
sue
not.
Grambling.
Hold up. We
Boy,
don't play up. We don't play about no debt, dog. So I don't know what you talking about with your comment. You
who?
saying I saw a comment saying that while y'all playing, isn't that guy the one who died? But I don't know what you talking about because we don't play around with that. So I don't want
Yeah, I don't feel
anybody to
like that
think that.
either.
Oh no, yeah, I don't know nobody who died. Well, I know somebody died at drum, but I don't know he played that drum. We're not talking about that person in
Hold
particular.
up. So they gotta get that. So hold up. They gotta get that. They gotta buy that. The handicap. Gotta go to the handicap store and get the wheels and everything. Like,
No, man, they made a special trailer for that thing. That dude that sits on the bottom of the ladder to keep it steady. What? Man, what the drummers called? Y'all being real ignorant. No, man, we not being ignorant, man. We just trying to figure it out, bro.
I don't want.
We
I
hold up. It's called Big Mac. The drum called Big Mac.
you the Mac puller, man.
Niggas say, bro. Nigga say, go give me a Big Mac. No, bitch,
Go
not
get Big Mac,
that.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you though, dog. Like it sound good to me. I just wouldn't want to be the one pulling it.
bro. Matt, you the Mac puller today.
Nigga say
I want to be the one
they could
pulling it.
park it. They say you could park in a handicap space with that truck. Dog.
I got so much I won't say. I'm not, but
Wait,
uh,
they got a practice Mac, or they use the same one. They got-
hold on. Hold on. What they do with folk train? What that drum do with folk train? Oh, dog.
I'm not
Do he,
doing it.
Matt, do he gotta learn the folk trade? Do he gotta learn a whole folk trade?
hey, that boy learned that bit with his hand behind his back. all he do is the head. All he do is the head movements. all he do, all he do is the head movements.
Oh man.
Hey, question, man. Like, do that person actually got to learn music and show up to band practice and shit? Like the drum?
They ain't skippy.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
that's
I
playing,
also
man.
heard.
Let
They
that
got a
man go
backup.
study for his test. Let that
Hey,
man go. Let
they
that
got a
man go
backup
study,
Mac.
man.
They got a backup Mac puller. Like they got
Hold
somebody
up.
on standby.
I want
So
to know if that bitch ever got caught
imagine,
on the
wait,
flat.
Matt, if your son is the backup Mac puller, like he not even first seat. He the backup puller.
I know one damn thing. If I'm being for real with you. If I walked in the game and my son was pulling that drum, I'm suing Grambling. I'm in, I'm trusting y'all for the well being of my son, and y'all got my son with his young impressionable back pulling this big son of a bitch. No,
Oh,
indeed.
you realize, like 20 years from now, how can you tell your child you was that nigga in the band
Yeah,
rolling that bitch? Like,
You
I
you
I
would.
was,
tell your you tell your child strive to be the best, and your child look at you and be like, motherfucker, what do you used to? Yeah, no,
Wasn't you
indeed.
the Mac puller?
oh
wasn't,
man.
wasn't you the Mac puller? Oh
Yeah,
my God!
nah.
How
So
much is the Mac puller scholarship? Boy, man, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know anything about that?
man, look, if my son gonna be pull that big jump, you might as well go be an offensive lineman or something. Like you're not about to, indeed, that's not about to happen.
Oh, he said, I know he got a scholarship because he got a section on Big Mac.
Your boy said whoever on Big Mac always the first one in the band to eat. It's got to be some kind of privileges to that, man. Like
Yeah, that boy the band captain, bro.
you
I
gotta
pulled Big Mac.
automatically like be
I
online.
pulled Big Mac in the classic '94.
It's gonna be sad.
Boy,
No, I couldn't even go at my child. Be like, man, how can you go to your child and be like, man, I pulled a drum for my band career.
hey,
Damn.
that boy Niner should be on point. He should be like that, man. He should be stepping the whole show. Wait, do he got to do the dance routine?
Yeah.
So wait, he let the drum go. he put the kick he put the kickstand down.
It got a kickstand.
Do the
Wait,
drum
no,
got a
real talk.
kickstand?
Hey,
It
that
got a
that
kickstand.
wait, I
Oh,
wouldn't have said nothing else about that, but that drum got a. Hey, y'all,
he,
anybody in the comments? That drum got a kickstand?
he
Yes,
put
they
the
say yes.
kickstand down. He put the kickstand down and start dancing.
Wait, no, this is a serious question. I'm not laughing. That drum got a kickstand, y'all?
I'm gonna fuck
Oh
that
my,
dog up, stupid ass dog.
oh my
Boy, I
God.
know that drum ain't got no. That drum ain't got no. Why would it need a kickstand?
He be kicking his leg. He need a kickstand for the
He said,
dance
yes,
routine.
yes, it
When,
does.
whenever whenever they do a dance,
No, that drum
keep
ain't
that
got
bitch
no
on the
kickstand, huh?
Nigga said 1, 2, kick it up. Damn. Boom.
Yeah, it ain't got no kickstand, man. That's look. I'm not a part of this. I mean, I'm not a part of this. I mean, but y'all talking. How y'all feel about the dudes in the band that got to do all of that working out and shit at Southern, and they got to carry in them speakers?
Hold
I
up.
mean,
They say hold up. They say they got brakes. So on fast skater. Nigga said do.
that bitch. Oh, you know what? I'm
They
not.
got emergency brakes. No. We gotta stop this, dog. We gotta stop this, dog. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, the dude that carried the speaker, dog. Hey, so you walk, all right, I'll talk about something. The dude that carried the speaker, they be on the sideline at attention, not moving.
the boy, the
So
boy carrying that.
you gotta stand at it. You gotta stand at attention. If you,
They
man,
be at attention.
I'm not
And
doing that.
suddenly, the dude that got to carry the ladder and the speaker, they be on the sideline at attention.
Man, I'm
And they
not doing
Gotta
can't
that.
move.
carry.
I'm not
That's
doing
something they
that.
gotta carry the ice chest. You know,
They gotta be at attention to
you
it.
know how the band march. The band march from the band room to the stadium. They come out. They come out 5 minutes after and carry that shit. But
Look,
if the band don't for them dudes, if the band got to be in the band room at 3 o'clock, they got to be there at 1 to get all the shit to the fucking stadium.
dog. Shit, Brady.
Oh my
They
God.
be at attention like they in a hole.
Oh oh my
Wait,
On
God.
the
so
side.
you gotta just stand. Wait, what?
Yeah, man, you gonna stand
Yeah,
at
you gotta
attention,
stand
bro.
at attention. And then look, they do they do Jaguar Hall too.
I know
But
y'all lying,
look,
man.
but look, whenever you see the band, when the band does a song for the field show, watch the dudes holding the ladder. They not gonna move. They are at
They
attention.
not gonna move.
They like their head do not move. You bet like yeah, you at attention. And then watch them on the side of the field show. You'll see them standing at attention while the field show going. And then when the field show over, they're gonna run and go get the plumes. They fill out the hats
Yeah.
and shit.
But they
Imagine
gotta.
if that was your son.
But at the end of Southern Field Show, they do the Jaguar Hulk. They do the Jaguar Hulk
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And down to
Say, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I got a little partner from Dallas that marched for Southern, and he watched the show sometime. And honestly, there is video of him running on the field getting the plumes. So I'm not gonna make fun of that because this is my man,
oh,
and he is going through divorce, but he did used to. There's footage of him when the band came up the field, and like the thing that always made it funny to me. I hope he's not watching it. But the thing that always made it funny to me is the speed at which that they got to go.
yeah.
Like they got to
In
go.
full uniform, plume and
Hey,
everything. They
say, bro,
gone.
you ever be at the NFL game and the little kid go get the little T
Yeah,
when they kick off? That's how fast they be moving, dog.
I don't like that,
Bruh,
man. Like you really.
hey, look, I remember my first game. I'm like, when the fuck did they practice this shit? Like, who? Wait, like, how did they tell you? Like, Johnny, hey man, I know we got a game this week, but I'm gonna have you on. I'm gonna have you getting the plumes after the field show.
Man, fuck
Like,
that, dog.
when did they tell you this shit?
But them niggas be at
Rosa
attention,
Parks,
dog.
Rosa Parks. No, no, ma'am. That's the wrong attitude. Ain't no somebody had. No, 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 ma'am. That's the wrong. No, ma'am. That's the wrong attitude. You ain't got to do it. It ain't got to be me. It ain't got to be me. It ain't got to be me. Anyway, fellas, it's
Oh,
nine.
they say Garrett the section leader. Gary Duty telling them what to do. Gary
Wait.
Duty telling them what to do.
Man,
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
nothing
touch
about
that.
that.
I'm not gonna
Hold
touch
up,
that. I'm not gonna touch that.
hold up. I gotta say one more thing. Then they got one dude that hold be down Mike. He got a special mic for be down.
We got Mike check one. Man,
Man.
oh my god, bro.
And
Oh,
Hey,
they
boy,
get a
no.
full uniform for that. Like they get a band
what?
shirt.
For they
Yeah, boy, they be
full
at attention.
uniform because they practice all week. They practice like they gonna play, right? So
Uh,
and then I guess I've never seen this happen, but I wonder what they tell my. Hey, look, I know you ain't getting a drum this week, so I'm gonna have you on microphone this week. I'm gonna have you on speakers. All right, I don't know, man. I don't know how that goes. I've
I
never
don't
seen
think carrying a banner that bad because they always put two whirlwind players on it.
But I don't know. I've never seen it happen. I don't know. I never seen. I never knew who they picked. I ain't even know it was Woodwind players. I just knew somebody
It
had to
be
have a
like two
banner.
clarinet players on time.
Man, bro, I got a headache, bro. Y'all dudes
Anyway,
crazy,
fellas,
I
man.
wonder.
I actually gotta hit it because I gotta get my ass to the studio.
Hey,
Um, I had an amazing time as usual. No, they're not giving no stop it, no, nope, nope. They ain't getting no scholarship. I'm not even gonna comment on it. But the nope, I know, nope, 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 nope. Ain't
We
got
need
it.
to find out, man. We need to find out some of the next. I think we need to find out some of the fucked up things that these colleges do. That's fucked up. You know what
man,
I'm saying? Like, I think the shit with grounding with the wheel is fucked up. I think the shit with Southern got the niggas on attention.
you done
On the
practice
so
all these hours all week for you to grab the ladder. But hey, look,
we
man,
gotta
great
go. I
stuff.
know we
Appreciate
gotta go.
y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe if y'all haven't subscribed, man. I had a great time. I got a headache from laughing at the breaks on the fucking the bass drum. Them bitches be burning rubber when they be marching to
Oh
the
shit!
stadium. But
And then
hey,
shit,
look,
bike brakes.
peace and hair grease, man. Love y'all. What you got anything,
Do they
Johnny?
got bike brakes or they got motorcycle brakes on
Yeah,
that
wow,
bitch?
man. Hey,
Hey,
Kirk House, man. That's one of my favorite drummers in New Orleans. Number love for you, Kirk. Love you to pieces, man. one of Gramblin's finest, but that's an amazing set drummer right there.
Oh yeah, he a beast.
Yeah, when I come to New Orleans, I literally go visit where Kirk at and go see him play. That dude nice, man. So blessings. Good to see you on, King.
All right, fellas.
Peace, man. Yeah.